For years, I had struggled with eating, emotional eating. Sugar was my kryptonite. I loved it. Ice cream, particularly, my family member, we love our ice cream. And my weight had fluctuated through the years. I have a very small frame. So I was really little all through high school, skinny even. Then, I had kids, lost weight, had kids, gained weight. I gained 25 pounds a couple times real fast, and then I'd lose it by dieting. About 3 years ago, I stopped drinking alcohol. That was a really hard thing to do, but I did it. And I felt so good that I had done that. 2 years later, I had gained 20 pounds because I was then eating instead of drinking to manage my stress. I went through a divorce, I moved, retired, just a lot of things. And so food was my friend. I'd already gone up one size since I had moved, and now I was getting ready to go up to the second size and buying new clothes again. And I just hated how I felt. I hated how I looked. I was having inflammation in my hands, hurting, starting arthritis, knees, joints. Just like with alcohol, I'd eat that ice cream at night. I'd say, I'm not going to do it. And then I'd eat it. And I didn't just eat this much, I would buy pints because I'd eat the whole thing. So if I got the half gallon, I'd probably eat that whole thing. So I'd buy these pints. And so at least that would stop me there. So just this struggle. Then my mom was sick and dying, and she did die about 4 months ago now. And so I had moved here to kind of help take care of her. For the last 20 years, she was overweight, always struggled with weight, lost, gained, and then gained. And so I was following kind of that model of eating with stress. And I didn't want to be like that, but I was like that. She had diabetes, heart disease. She was very overweight, had arthritis, knee issues, back issues, ER visits, so forth. She ended up having then a major stroke because she passed away a couple weeks later. It was before that I was talking to you, Dr. Jenny, about this. And I've been looking at it for about a year, the program, and thinking, wonder if this is something I should do. No, I don't have time. I was just recently divorced, so I didn't think I could afford it. Back and forth and back and forth. And I heard you say the last 10 years of our lives in America, we spend at doctor's offices, sick and all these things. And it doesn't have to be that way. After my mom died, just a couple weeks later is when I called you and said, I'm ready. And one of the things you talked to us about is, what is our why? And my why was, I don't want to have the last 10 or 20 years of my life to be sick and to be in the hospital, just to have all these things. And I want to feel good now. I'm only 61. I don't want to feel 80. And I was feeling a lot older than my age. And then I was feeling about myself, I didn't like myself because I couldn't control this eating. Now, I thought I ate healthy. I didn't eat anything fried. I didn't eat a lot of junk food. I didn't eat donuts. So I thought that I knew how to eat healthy. I'm smart. I got 2 master's degrees, but the why was that I want to be healthy. My mom died and thought, I cannot do this anymore. For sure, 20 pounds and 2 sizes bigger than I wanted to be and needed to be for my frame. I have a really small frame. So that's when I jumped and said, okay, it doesn't matter how much it costs. I've got to figure this out. I've got to get hold of this. So the goal was to lose 20 pounds. As of a couple of days ago, I hit the 20 pounds, and now I think I maybe need to do 5 more before I go on to maintenance plan. And it's not about how much you weigh, it's about what feels right on your frame. I now did start Pilates, and I love it. Once I started losing the weight, I then wanted to exercise. I felt I had a little bit more energy, and I wanted to look a little better. Then I was thinking, oh, I want some muscles now, and I wanted strength. And because now I'm focusing on my health, I want my bones to be healthier. And then my taste buds have changed, which you said they would, but I didn't really believe it. But eventually they did. And so I really do crave vegetables now. I can eat all those vegetables that you say, and it feels good. This is the other thing, I don't ever have indigestion or feel bloated, and I'm eating more than I ever ate. So I've always had high cholesterol. My family has high cholesterol. Everybody's on statins. And I've been concerned about it, but I got a blood test about a month ago, and it's come down from 236 to 178. I haven't seen under 200 in 15 years. And my ratio it's supposed to be under 3. And my ratio went from 3.8 to 2.29, which is significant. Amazing. I now eat 2 eggs every morning. So I'm really happy with my cholesterol. The other piece is inflammation. I was going to go on something or maybe get shots in my fingers because my thumbs were hurting so much. No issues at all. Don't have my inflammation's way down. I just feel my joints feel better. So doing Pilates now is fun. I'm not hurting. I'm eating more food quantity wise than I have ever eaten, which blew me away. And when you start this, that's one of the things, eat more. And I thought, what? I'm never hungry and I only eat meals, not snacks. I had some definite resistance to some things, but I was going to follow through and this is going to work or not. And then I started seeing the weight coming off. Then I was more encouraged to continue on in that same path. So I'm not going to stop doing this. I'm going to continue eating this way because now I understand that it's healthy. So my aha thing was about sugar and how sugar is in everything. And like 90% of what's at the store, we should not be eating. And that blew me away after I learned all this stuff and then went to the grocery store that next time and thought, oh my gosh, that has sugar, that has sugar, that has sugar, that has sugar, and it has 3 kinds of sugar and 4 kinds of sugar. That was a big, big aha. The second thing was that propensity I had to say, I deserve this ice cream. So that was another big thing because now when I look at those foods that I used to deserve, I now say, do I really deserve to eat something that's going to hurt me? It's a different thing now. I talked about how much I love sugar and that I used sugar as my celebration or my mourning or whatever, anxiety, everything, is that really has stopped. So it didn't stop immediately. It took some time for my body to adjust to working through some of those issues, to sitting in the feelings. I still have stressors, but I have other ways of managing them now. And so I'm not emotional eating, and my house doesn't have the foods to emotional eat. But I feel good. I mean, I'm making my goals. I'm way healthier than I've ever been. And I feel better about myself, that the opposite of how I felt about after I'd eat that ice cream that I told myself I wouldn't eat. I now feel like, wow, I did this and just kind of back in charge of my life, which is helpful after a divorce and everything I'm going through. There's still, a little depression, little emotional things going on, but I'm not using food to manage them.